and it's part of the show where I'm Bart Winkler, as you may or may not be aware or care. But the Bucks get a win in Toronto, a nice win, a healthy win, a 25-some point lead at halftime, extend that to some 30 plus, and then more win. The Raptors did chip away a little bit, as is customary. I do have a gripe with Steve Novak, more so Steve than Lisa. I think that broadcast in the fourth quarter, like, you've already got a fan base that right now is looking for reasons to hate their favorite team, and to try to make a 20-point lead sound like it's a 2-point deficit, like I'm going to blame Steve for doing in the fourth quarter, was pretty intense. I was doing some stuff in the basement with the game on. Second half is a, fold the laundry half, at this point, or whatever. Second half is like, okay, it's pretty chill. And I hear Steve and the concern in his voice, and I'm like, oh my God. And I hear the Toronto crowd, and they're like, oh, I'm like, oh my God, we're really going to blow this thing. And the Bucks were up like 18. I was like, okay, what are we doing here? Was there a DraftKings you were playing? Very, very noticeable about Dame's minutes. Oh, Dame hasn't played in 18.7 plays. So you better, but all right, let's just read the room. Maybe on another night, I'm not so picky about that, but read the room. J Money on YouTube says, I had to watch 2 ads to get in here, and that is how I keep my content free. Would you like to subscribe to a Patreon? Would you like to put myself behind a paywall? Hey, if my kid, okay, and this is where, because I'm not the first complaint that I make you watch an ad or two to talk some Bucks. My kid watches toy videos where people play with PJ Masks toys. He sits through the commercials just fine. A kid with no attention span. A kid. And you may see a great product that you may enjoy. So if anything, we are expanding your world view. Brooker says Marcus like rock carries. Marcus like rock carries. What do you mean by that? I miss Marcus. I think the broadcast, this is not a criticism of anyone. This is a compliment of Marcus Johnson. The broadcast is infinitely better with Marcus Johnson. That is a compliment and not a criticism to anyone. If you want to take it that way, you may. I just really think that we're lucky to have Marcus Johnson back in the fold here. So as far as the game tonight, just run through some of the highlights. 128-112 was the final. Bucks with 70 points in the first half, and Damian Lillard was cooking. He had like 26 maybe in the first half, and that was great to see. We need a night where Damian Lillard kind of takes over and is Dame and scores a bunch of points. And he did tonight. I think I'm a little sick. I'll plow through. But he did tonight. He ended with 37, 9 of 18 from the field, 4 of 10 from 3, which is better. Actually, that's like his career 3-point percent average is like 38. This year with the Bucks, he's been at like 27. It's been very bad. So this was a big night for him. 15 to 16 from the line and 13 assists. I believe, if I heard it correctly, it was his first double with the Bucks. I believe it was that. So that was great to see from Dame tonight. Also, Malik Beasley stepping up, 8 for 11. Big night for him. And 30 points for Malik, who got the start. Andre Jackson Jr. gets a start, is in the box score, no points, but I was excited to see him start and get that run. Middleton with 20, 11 points. Brook Lopez with 33 minutes and 10 points, 8 boards. And then I think the other guys that you want to especially highlight are Bobby Portis, who had some big buckets, 18 points for him. Marjan, who went out limping. He limped into the locker room, but at last check, he was on his phone. So if anybody's worried about Marjan Beauchamp and his injury, because he looked a little upset. He maybe tweaked his ankle, rolled his ankle. I think like there's a difference. Look, I'm not one of these Twitter doctors. Okay. I'm not one of these Twitter doctors, but it looked like to me, it was in the moment, it looked way less of a, I'm going to be out for a while. It looked like a young kid that was mad he had to leave the game because he was hurt. So that's what it looked like to me. And Marjan, there was an injury posted by, they blurred this out, but Marjan tweeted on Instagram, I'll be good money with the cross arm emoji and the 100 emoji. Oh, I get it. Like Bill Schroeder. Okay. This comment before, Marcus like rock carries. Rock, duh, 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 duh. Do love Rock on the Brewers broadcast and do love Marcus Johnson. What else do we got from you guys? I don't know how I fucked that up. That's my bad. Taylor says, this is the type of win we needed. Book it. Let's go. Kevin says, I'll be hitting up Tupelo Honey for the first time on Friday because of you. When are you going? Because Tim Shea agreed to my date. I asked Tim out to lunch, and I thought I'm paying for him. I thought he'd be like, oh, fuck yeah. He was like, sure. Sorry, Tim. I won't drag you. Do get the discount. So either tell the server, but if you're making a reservation, put it in the notes there that you get 20% off. Just put like Bart Winkler Show or something. I mentioned earlier, someone just put "We know Bart," and that ended up working. So I think that was good. Anthony says, "Why the hell was Dame on the bench for that long? Make it make sense." Coach Griffin, SMH. I'm gonna take that as sarcasm. I'm gonna take that one as sarcasm. Bearded Gamer says, "Just checked in to see if you and your band of soy boys are still crying about losing Counsell to my beloved Cubs." Do you want to make like so there's Cubs fans that come now to every broadcast. If you want me to go soy boy mode, there's a nice little button on YouTube where you can like give money to creators. And if you want to give me like $1.99, I'll do 30 seconds on being a soy boy. I'd be happy to do that. But from now on, you're going to have to pay for the soy boy takes. Andre says, Bucks blow a team out. Finally, we still have people ready to fire Griff. Yawn. That's why I was so upset about Steve Novak and the way that he was making this seem like it was worse than it was, because I thought then people would flock to Twitter and feed off of him. I must have checked Paul Henning's Twitter 80 times in the last quarter, and I don't think he ended up saying anything. You have to win one game. Who are you taking? Sherman, McCarthy, or LaFleur? Holy fuck. That's an impossible question. Wow. Jesus. Let me save that for another day. I want to talk more Bucks, but wow. J Money says, what about Lisa? I like Lisa. My issue's not with Lisa. Matt's mad because I said tweet it on Instagram. Yeah, I mean, it's just like Kleenex. You know, they're not all called Kleenex. Some are called tissues. So we're fine. Let's see. Q is here.
Bart.
I got Hot Take Jake.
Mr. Jake.
Bucks and Sess, you want to come on? Or you were just watching? Give me a thumbs up if you want to come on. No, you just want to watch? Okay, you can just sit there. I see your head. It's funny because you're not on, but I see your face.
Don't be scared.
No, I mean, if you ever want to jump in, give me a thumbs up.
There's me.
You want to come in? We bullied him in. We're getting this asshole in.
All right. Hey. Hello. Hey there. Wow. Hey.
You got to say something.
No, hey, that's going to say that's what we got Dame for and such, man. He really is. Oh, gosh.
What did you message me? Twitter remove chats during live video?
Well, yeah, you can't even chat because I was like, it said like, oh, you have to subscribe to premium. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So, but
fucking Elon at it again.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, yeah, no, it was. What did Dame have? 37 tonight.
Yeah, that sounds right. I literally just said it, but I forgot Yeah, 37 for Dame. Now, I think the one thing that people might say is, well, is he better without Giannis? We might go to that route. Dame's played in this league for 12 years like that tonight. So that was comfortable to him. Giannis has played a certain way. This is always going to be a like a mending of styles. Remember when we said that about LaFleur and Rodgers? This is going to be two guys learning to give and take a little bit, and it will come. And then on nights where the other guy doesn't play, Giannis will play like he used to, and Dame will play like he used to. So for anybody saying that, I'm not.
Well,
Jake.
First things first. Congrats on the Rome show gig. I can't wait to listen.
Well, again, I'm tentatively scheduled to fill in for Rome on the Friday of Thanksgiving. Okay. But previously I was doing Bill Ryder's show, which everyone's like, oh, fuck, Bart's on again. But now I'm doing Rome show, and everyone's like,
I mean, it's pretty cool.
Okay, it's a big deal. I won't downplay it. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. I won't downplay it.
I'm looking forward to it.
But all due respect to Bill Ryder.
No, we like Ryder. He's Ryder than all of us. So tonight's game, it was fun. Plastic bottle soda, garbage. But it was weird. It was like watching basketball again. It didn't look like a team that was trying to figure out, okay, am I, a facilitator now? Am I a scorer now? They just look like a team playing free, and not trying to or looking like they were in their heads, so to speak. So Dame looked great. The fact that he only had to take 12 shots to almost get to 40, that's beautiful. I don't know if he's going to get that kind of treatment when he's not playing a skeleton crew team, but obviously it's encouraging. Chris looked smooth with it in the minutes that he had. And honestly, I don't want to go all the way with it, like you mentioned before, which in this society, there's no such thing as in the middle. It's either you're this or this, because that's what I think. But I think it is kind of on Giannis to figure out, where do I fit in with all of this? Look at the way that, just the offense, the ball movement, the spacing was immaculate tonight. So Giannis being the franchise, it is on him to kind of figure out, how do I best get use of my talents in this team, or in this offense specifically.
Q, your thoughts?
I missed Jake's apology to Adrian Griffin in that little rant he just had.
Haven't you been railing against Griff too?
Me? No.
Why would I apologize to Adrian Griffin?
You've been pretty anti-Griff.
I said that there are quite a few red flags. I said, no, I'm not fire Griffin, but if it comes to that, where you have to make a decision on this season, they need to be ready to make that decision. But again, that's the way the world is now. You're either 100% this or 100% that, and there's no such thing as being in the middle, because that's how we live now.
Well, all of this reaction. So the last 36 hours, if you guys aren't online or don't know, the last 36 hours have been very weird on Bucks Twitter or Bucks X, where there's been a lot of anti-Griffin discussion. And then there was an article on Brew Hoop, a longtime Bucks blog, that basically said he should be fired and laid that out. And then Brew Hoop's trying to be like, oh no, it's not our opinion, even though they happily put it out there and happily got all the engagement. And then Brew Hoop was fighting every response they responded to. And then for some reason they tweeted about 3 years ago their Black Lives Matter statement.
Yeah, I saw that. That was,
it got really, somebody had a great synopsis about it. It was someone asked what happened on Bucks Twitter, and they go, Brew Hoop wrote an article asking Griff to be fired, and then they fought with the GSPN guys a little bit, and then Brew Hoop spent the rest of the day trying to convince people they weren't racist. So that basically is what happened. So it was an awful couple of days, and this all came after a 9-point win against the Bulls. So the Bucks won by 16 tonight.
Yeah.
So God only knows what articles will get written in the next couple of days.
And without Giannis.
Yeah.
And with
Yeah.
a rookie starter.
Yeah.
Well, I hope the Brew Hoop thing doesn't end up like the way the story of Sith Lord ended up. We don't want to see that happen again. I miss that guy.
Could you let our new friend Buxton say speak?
No, well, I was gonna say, hopefully I didn't see what was it? It was Bochamp's right ankle, it was that he strained?
I think it was the right.
Okay.
But he's on Instagram saying he'll be
That's true. You're just saying, yeah. What was it say? Yeah, I know though. No, yeah, I thought Chris played well, but I think he had he did a lot of both. He had 6 points in the fourth quarter, I think like 4 assists and such. He did a good job playmaking and such, so making the right play, which you want to see. I mean, his minutes will, because what he played 20 tonight, they'll get higher and higher. So
yeah, Chris is still, so some of the things like, and also one other thing that I want to stress too is there were some comparisons because it's been 10 games. So it's been 10 games and we're talking about Adrian Griffin, and some people, it's been 10 games. It's like, who cares? And then if you're comparing these 10 games to the 10 games of our championship season, like, I think that's irrelevant too. I don't think like it matters, because I guess in those 10 games we like blew out Philly and Golden State, and our biggest loss was by a lot less. It's just like it doesn't matter. This is a different team on a different journey. Yeah, and I think we should let this team be what they are. And also, there's a lot of guys. I got on that tangent because of Chris. Like Chris has played. Here's his minutes played in the games he's played: 16, 17, 17, 21, 21, 20, 20, 19, 20. He's still not even playing like half a game.
Right.
And with that, and with, again, Dame getting acclimated, and with Jay Crowder getting hurt, and with Giannis missing a game, it's just, there's a lot of moving pieces. There's a lot of moving pieces that haven't come together yet. And so I don't know. I know that we like, every time we turn on national TV, Celtics, I think, won again on national TV. So it's like, whoa. And if, that game next Wednesday is going to take on way more importance than it should be. But we have to just like watch this team grow for what they are. If it goes way too off the rails in February or March, it's just too early. Like, it just seems like people have decided that they want to be fire Griffin after a Bucks playoff loss.
It's funny how,
and instead of doing that then, they're trying to do it now.
It's funny how back in the early 2000s and stuff, late 2010s, it'd be like, people would just be like, oh, whatever, another game. But, after you win a championship, it's like, oh, okay, everybody's, kind of pressing more and stuff. But I mean, which is, obviously you want fans to care. It's good and bad. But, back in late 2000s when the Bucks were struggling, it was like, oh, okay, you know what? It's just like, it's another game. No one was really like, no one like cared and such. But it's funny how that changes and such. So,
well, and I look. Again, so age determines like a lot of thoughts, and I'm pressing on 40 here, and I've watched a lot of bad Bucks basketball, and I think that the four of us have, and so I think the guys here now, and a lot of people that are tuned in, and a lot of people that listen, I think for the most part that is who I feel like I'm speaking to, is Bucks fans that have gone through that. And I think for all of those Bucks fans, like the fact that we got a championship, we earned that. Okay. We as fans earn that. I think some of these newer fans, and maybe it's just how old they are, and you can't help how old you are, but by the time you were in 8th grade, they already had Giannis, and those are your formative years. Like they kind of got gifted a title.
Yeah.
We might earn another one. They're good. Any of these like 23-year-olds writing articles about Griffin being fired, you just don't deserve another title. So I don't want to make a split in the fan base. Jake, you had your hand up, so I'll call on you.
I think it's pretty obvious to me too, to add a little bit to the Griffin situation. There were a lot of people who were very down on the hire as it happened, so you're naturally going to look for confirmation bias early on. Like, so I think, like, for me, I just thought that with this particular team, they'd be better suited having a coach with a championship pedigree. And, there's plenty of people that can say like, yes, we got to wait on Griffin. Just wait. He'll figure it out. There's been plenty of red flags, like, this isn't so great, but I've yet to have somebody explain to me why Griffin is doing a good job, other than like the record. Like, what
He's making
specifically is he
adjustments.
doing?
He's making adjustments. He's starting young talent. He's getting people the reps they need to mesh together.
One thing he's doing is he's literally doing, even as a rookie coach, literally doing the things we were begging Bud to do.
And people are just impatient.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I understand it hasn't been pretty, but we have a winning record.
Yeah.
And most importantly, in my mind, like Marjan and Ajax have had significant playing time. Like, these guys, if nothing else, they're like big parts of a trade. But to me, they're probably playing their way into the rotation. Like, Andre Jackson Jr. starting tonight is huge, even if it's just optically, like, to get a player like Caruso or somebody else. Like, I think Adrian Griffin is doing the things he needs to do. And
Well, who else would have started with Giannis and
Bobby Portis?
At the 3?
I guarantee you Bud would have started Bobby. Like, you could set Bud's lineups last year with like 98%.
Or if he'd go Pat over Jax.
Yeah. I think he would.
I think Q's right, but he could have also gone Pat.
I watched enough of Bud's. I could set his lineups. You tell me who's injured, and I could set his lineup every night with like 98% accuracy. There was never a surprise. This shocked everyone, and I think that's the beauty of Adrian Griffin, is like, he might have asked Giannis, hey, who should I start in your place tonight? Which, like, I
don't know about that.
I think he could have.
I hope not.
He's a player's coach. I think Bud was a player's coach in like, you guys can go to Disney World or do whatever you want in the locker room, but like, pretty much he was going to play who he was going to play, and he wasn't going to make any adjustments. And it seems to me like Griff runs more of a democracy, and it'll be really interesting to see what happens in the playoffs, because that's when I think.
But I don't want him running a democracy.
I think it's just such.
I want him taking
season.
input. The thing about when they came to Brook, by the way, Beer Baron says, "Dude on bottom left, that Packers pullover is sick."
Oh, yep.
Can you show that off a little bit?
Oh yeah, sure. Oops. What was I gonna say? Yeah, it's got the
Jeez.
Such so. Yeah.
Nice.
You know, there's a Twitter.com account that just has Packer jackets out in the wild. It's pretty awesome.
But what?
Yeah.
Packer
It's just Packer jackets. It's a good account.
Okay.
So I think with Griff, you know, he gets here and maybe he's got his way that he thinks will work. And it's like, how much Bucks did he watch last year? How much does he know that, you know, Brook was doing drop coverage? How much does he know that? So he's got his system, and the Bucks are like, hey, here's kind of what's worked, and they're gonna meld it together, and he's gonna find what works. But then, you know, like, I don't want him like having people vote on who starts. I want.
I don't think
got to make the decision.
I'm going to push back on that a little. I think Griff has worked with enough head coaches and been around the league long enough that he could probably coach in like a half a dozen different styles, where Bud was more of a.
I'm going to push back on that a little and say we're both just assuming out of our ass.
No, I mean, I've listened to a bunch of podcasts where, like, the Locked On Bucks, Lane Kiffin, or the Australian dude, Kane Pittman.
Pittman.
Not Lane Kiffin. Kane Pittman. He had like 6 guests on that were talking about Adrian Griffin's career.
All right. Well, you did your homework, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hearsay, but he was interviewing people that actually like worked with Griff or like followed Griff intimately for years. So all I'm saying is, I think that he can listen to others' opinions and like incorporate them into his coaching style, because he's not stuck in he's not a one-trick pony like Bud was, where it was like Bud probably couldn't make the adjustments because he had only done like one thing for 15 years. And,
Oh,
and
hold
Griff
on,
is
hold
still
on. Monkey's got to dance. Bearded Gamer throws $20 to the stream. I said throw $1.99. He threw $20 to the stream. Here's a little donation from a Cubs fan because I'd really like to hear more complaining about Counsell being a Cub now. Also, Bart, are you crying or coming down with a cold?
What is a
who
soy
cares
boy?
about-
Did he see Jordan Love at the Bucks game Monday? He saw the Bears owner was there. I mean, you got the Honest and the Bucks owning the Bulls. You had Love there too, Bears owner. It was
No, you guys remember the other night where we're like, I went for $1 million to do a Cubs podcast.
And now you're doing this for $20.
All right, I'll give him a minute.
What
How's
is?
that
Can you
sound?
explain what a soy boy is, or should I just Google it?
Just Google it.
Okay.
You might or just turn around and look in the
But
mirror.
no, to be fair with Griffin and
Like the
stuff,
same shit.
There's a couple of plays. Like I remember one play when they cut the lead to 50. I know just one play out of the timeout. They I think ran Chris to a hit him in the middle of the zone and such with a he made a shot. But like I say, I'm liking the offense better. I mean, obviously, with Giannis, he'll sometimes, drive to the lane, be explosive, get to the Dame will take his shots and such. But I'm like, we're kind of moving the ball better and something like that, which is good, But yeah, I think it's still we're not even fully I mean, Chris is still getting his effect. Once he gets back and such, it's gonna be watch out. So
All right, I have to. I'm gonna do it for a minute. I'll give him a minute of me
You gonna show
complaining
off your
about
feet
Counsell.
next?
Huh?
Are you gonna do feet picks next?
I need triple digits for that.
I say fuck that. Take dude's money and run. Thanks,
Well,
sucker. See you later.
I threw it out there.
Okay.
I threw it out there, so I'm gonna stay to my word.
No returns.
If he just said $20 and said do it, that's one thing. But I threw it out there, so I'll give him a minute of me bitching about Counsell. It'll be the same shit, but okay. Guys, I thought about Counsell, and the further we get away from this, the more sad I am. I mean, Craig Counsell, he told us that he was one of us. He basically looked us in the eye during and told us he loved us. And then the minute that he was done, and he went to go into the bathroom to clean up when he was really texting his other love, the Cubs. And I don't think that he is just not wanted to be there the whole time. I think he loved them the whole time. I think every time that you could tell he was frustrated. He wanted to be a Cub forever. And Wrigley Field it's so great. And they have a real baseball team. And we can't even go and boo him because Cubs fans are going to storm the ballpark and push us out of the way. And I just am so sad about a manager that left me because it's like when my dad left. Oh, we're done.
Didn't you say that he interviewed with them on November 1st?
I hope that was worth the money. T gives $5. He likes the streams.
the other thing that some of these people I hate how people try to gatekeep and say, "Oh, you shouldn't be upset." It's like, have these people ever been a serious diehard fanatic of one team, one of your rivals? I feel like they're just this is sports. They're like, "Oh, you would take the job," but this isn't our real life. This is sports. They're like, "Oh, you would take." It's just gosh, these people. I just don't understand it.
Well, what's funny too is that outside of Milwaukee, Chicago, nobody fucking cares.
Yeah.
And nobody understands it. Like Craig Counsell, real quick now for Bearded. This is bonus content. And I don't want to, but I just want to say Craig Counsell, going to the Cubs is it's like Harbaugh going to Ohio State.
Yeah.
It's like Nick Saban going to Georgia. It's like all of this. It's like all of that. But baseball's so you don't know anything. You don't know anything about other teams. So we're trying to tell people that, and they're like, "Oh, it's just the manager."
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of them don't under. And then and also the thing too, it's I mean, obviously the people don't realize it's like, I don't know if people know, but it's like we play in the same division and stuff. It's not like he went to, like the Mets or something. No, we're both in the NL Central and such. And it's like, so, but.
Now people are asking Bearded Gamer about the Bulls.
Yeah, didn't
Who
they
do we
lose
want
by
for
like 30?
Caruso? Let's talk about that. Who do we
Yeah.
want? Who are we giving up for Caruso?
No one.
My max would be Pat and a second. Portland second. That's the most I would offer.
Yeah.
Would you consider, like, I don't want to trade any of these young guys at all.
And that's what they want. They want Marjan.
I don't want to trade Marjan. I don't want to trade Ajax. Like, even though Marjan more so, but I just don't want to trade. I don't want to trade anyone.
I think I would trade Beauchamp before I would trade Jackson, to be quite honest.
I wouldn't trade either of them for Caruso.
Caruso is a good defender, but I feel like he does pretty well against Milwaukee offensively, so people remember that and think that that's what they're getting. But he is
We
an
don't need
abysmal
offense, though.
player.
We don't need offense right now.
Well, he's got to be respectable.
I mean,
Here's
I think
one
he is
for the
respectable.
round table. We got Q, Jake. What's your name?
Oh, it's Garrett.
Garrett. Oh,
Hey,
did you go the other day?
To where?
Did you go to Tupelo, honey?
Oh, no, I didn't. No.
Oh, there was a Garrett that went.
Oh, okay.
All right. I wanted to thank him. But you can go there too, and then I'll thank you.
I've actually have been there before. I think remember when it first opened. It was actually pretty good. So
Well, good. Well, there you go. And while I'm on the subject, you can also go to Happy Place Hemp or happyplacehemp.com. Delta 8s, Delta 9s. We'll go with a Delta 9 tonight, I think, to lay me down for bedtime. And you can go to happyplacehemp.com. 25% every order, all your orders for the gummies. There's tinctures for your pets. There's other ways, the CBD and THC and CBN and CBG, whatever you need to kind of help you or give you that boost or help you relax. That's what they specialize in. They make them in Muskego. As I talked about earlier in the year, they lowered their prices because they found that they could make the same amount for a lower cost to the consumer. And they didn't say like, hey, Bart, we got to knock it down from 25% to 20. They're still giving you the same percent off. So I really appreciate Chris and Rob for that. 25% off every order. Happyplacehemp.com. Promo code is BART. And then real quick here, an update from Bearded Gamer. He says, Bulls are trash. Bears are a lost cause. Blackhawks drafted Jesus on skates. And the Cubs are going bigs this season. What, Jake?
This dude's coming on here. All of a sudden, it's the Bearded Gamer Show. Who gives a shit?
I read two of his comments and danced for him for a minute.
Yeah, you gave him what he needed. Now he can kindly fuck off. Blackhawks? Dude, that Canadian freaking soccer.
We're here every night. You can't let this guy have 3 comments.
So
I'm just saying, look at him.
Brooke had 6 blocks.
He looks like a nice man.
Bart, you're trying to like inch your way towards that Chicago.
I'm not inching my way towards nothing.
No, I say
Winkler
on the
score.
Like that one guy in the Raptors, he was actually like
670 the score with Bart
He's
Winkler.
like parent talk.
No, sorry. No, I was gonna say when I know Brooke, a couple of those blogs last night, they had one player tonight that was like, I remember like I think 2 of them, which is what it is, that was like small. He was like only like 5'8", 5'9", that guy who like came in late in the game and stuff. And I saw like Brooke got like 2 or 3 of those, like padding his stats, which they're still blocks and such. But I was looking at that, I'm like, all right, gotta get it.
Jake R comments, Bart ignores all my comments, and I'm a dedicated viewer for shame. I read your first one. I'll read all of Jake R's, okay? Good win. Now we just need to figure out how to use Giannis and Dame together.
Yep.
And I'll do the timestamp. So it's 9:29 as I'm recording this. Ready? That was at 8:53. 8:56, Novak got to go. 8:58, get an ad blocker if it bothers you that much. 8:59, Marcus carries the broadcast like Rock does for the Brewers, I think what he is saying. Then we have a little bit of a pause. Jake R says, Jesus, we can't even have a Bucks post game without Cubs fans having to show up. Ignatius fan base.
We go.
9:05, braless wife in the background.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Was that you?
Yeah, she just got out of the shower. She like didn't think the camera was going to pick her up, but it did for like a moment.
Did we see anything?
I don't know. You might have to check
Jake
the
R
tape.
did.
Yes.
9:20. Jake said LMAO. Then he says Cubs fans only come up to AmFam when they're good, fair weather. Then he said, LOL, nobody cares neckbeard. I think that was the bearded gamer. And now he says, yay, it's the Jake R show.
Yay, Jake R.
There we go. Jake R. Woo. All right. One guy we haven't mentioned yet. Thanasis.
Oh, yeah, with this
Nasty.
first quarter minutes.
First quarter minutes. He was 1 for 5, had a couple boards.
Took a
Thanasis,
three.
I thought he might have sold it a little bit,
Oh, the flop technical.
but he got pushed.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that
that was BS.
He got pushed. Also, if anything, like Thanasis, everybody just thinks he's a novelty. He's here to keep Giannis here. It doesn't matter. I still, and I've always contended that there is a role for him. There is a role for him, and in big
On the court?
yes, there's some. I'm telling you, there were some of these playoff games where it's slipping away for the Bucks, or a lead, or they couldn't quite get over the hump. You bring in Thanasis to just change the energy. Remember, help the team remember that it's a kid's game, okay, and boost it up. Andre says Thanasis missed a beautiful alley from Dame. Stop it, Bart. That he did, and then I believe he missed the rebound to recover. But
And then he's supposed to be setting screens, and he's like running past people like he's in an airport and trying not
He's
to.
always
Hit.
no,
entertaining.
I'm not saying 15 minminutes,
Oh.
but I'm saying in like there were 40 seconds at the end of a quarter.
Yeah.
For a defense, just to throw, like when you got guys in the past like Jimmy Butler, and Jimmy Butler when he's cooking Drew Holiday, just for shits and giggles, throw Thanasis on him, see what happens. Knock
Maybe he'll
Jimmy
hurt him.
out of his rhythm. You got him on the roster.
Mhm.
There's a role for him. Okay, so I'm happy that he actually got some time tonight.
For sure.
Yeah.
He's an entertaining player. Definitely. I don't know. I'm not going to say he's the worst player in the league, but he's probably in the bottom
Oh,
10.
I saw this one ignorant comment. Celtics fans are just so. Nate Marzion, had a post saying how I forgot what the tweet was. He said something like Thanasis is like one of I think like the best.
Was it good morning, Giannis is a buck? The thing he tweets every day.
No. Well, no, it was like it was
500
like
retweets.
it said like Thanasis is probably like the best 15th man in the league, and then some Celtics fan during even the game when they were playing, they're like, oh yeah, there's about 1,000 other players better than him or something like that, and Nate's like, well, aren't you guys playing now against the Sixers? The Celtics fans are just like, oh my gosh.
That's a good question. Do you think there's 1,000 people in America that play basketball better than Thanasis?
There's only 460 NBA players.
Yeah, so you're telling me there's 1,000 people in America better than
Yeah, I
an
know.
NBA pro?
No. And then I think there's 250 players in the G
What do you think
League.
the number is?
I don't know.
Even if
but
you took every G leaguer, that's 400 people. Then you take the 100 best college kids.
What I
hey,
guess
he's an athlete. I'll give him that much.
he got Giannis. To
If I'm
sign
Jimmy
2
Butler and I'm
contracts.
playing against us and I'm cooking the shit out of us, and then the next possession, Thanasis is on me, that's gonna throw me off a bit.
Sure, he'll give you a concussion.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't abide.
Doesn't
by
matter.
rules. He's a wild card.
Griff.
Can we transition to Friday's game?
Friday we have the
Hornets.
The Hornets.
Can I ask Bart about Draymond Green
rested
first?
Giannis so that he could destroy the Hornets on Friday in a
You
game.
think
that
they
matters.
rested him for the in-season tournament game?
I think so.
Yeah. Hey, you saw the Lakers talking that $500,000 they're playing for it, and I'm telling you, Draymond, he was fucking pumped up. He wanted that in-season tournament.
5 games, way too late for all the
Way
bullshit
too much,
he
if you
pulled
ask
every
me.
Draymond
What?
killed a guy with a trident.
So the NBA, Adam Silver wants passion, and then these guys show passion in this tournament, and they kick him out.
You can't rear naked choke somebody that was trying to break up a fight. Draymond
You guys
is an
love
ass clown. He's got
WWE.
no talent. I'm so sick of his antics. It's hard to watch him because he's such a dickhead. Like, we get it. You don't have talent, so you have to make up for it by being dirty every single play that you can. And it seems like I've seen a lot of people talk about this. Every time Steph is out for the game, he finds a way to not play because he doesn't want to be exposed to the talentless ass clown that he is.
Yeah, that's what Gobert said. I think he was like, oh, well, or I don't know if it was to that extent, but he was like, oh, yeah, whenever Steph's out, like Draymond finds a way to get out of the game. It could be with Steph and such. So
Here's a good comment I got on YouTube. It says, 5 games for a noogie is bullshit.
No, that
And they
dude
had
is
their-
unhinged.
Oh, you wrote that.
He literally.
I wrote that.
What is?
Did
what
you
does your
see
brother
Steve
say
Kerr?
about the suspension?
What?
Steve Kerr was saying to Draymond, knock it off, let go. And Draymond had like psychopathic fire in his eyes. Like he literally wanted to kill Rudy Gobert.
I heard that Draymond just
Gobert.
doesn't like French people. That's what it was.
I think he's an unhinged psychopath. Like he always in plays where there's completely unnecessary, he finds ways to kick people and hit people in the nuts. And like he'll go up for a dunk by himself. Like, and as he's like coming down from the dunk, just throws his arm for no reason.
Or a
Like,
leg
he's
into
just
somebody's
a
groin.
loser. He's an idiot.
yeah,
So we have to be
I
careful.
can't
what we
stand
say
watching
about
it. There's no
Draymond
place
because
for that.
he's like peak Ajax is gonna be Draymond. Like hopefully maybe it's Draymond with a good attitude, but like Andre Jackson Jr., like the best comps that people say is he will be Draymond Green.
I think you guys are just saying this because like he's not on your team. Like,
Oh
what
yeah.
what
If he's
Giannis
on the
did the
Bucks-
other night, Giannis should have been suspended for 5 games. He looked at
mean
the guy
mugging?
for a second and a half.
It's
I
true.
mean,
He should be tossed.
oh god, yeah, right. Just
No, if Draymond was on the Bucks, I honestly don't think I could be a Bucks fan.
oh no, we would love him. He'd be our
We
favorite player.
said that about
Around.
Grayson Allen.
Yeah, did you not
Yeah.
like
No,
Grayson?
I loved Grayson Allen before he came to the Bucks. So
well,
I've been
like
on.
also too. I kind of for first with I mean I don't know. I was kind of indifferent with like Crowder. Obviously went to Marquette, but now that he's on the Bucks, because when we beat him in the finals, he was kind of like. I mean, I guess it's just play style. But now that he's on the Bucks, it's like, hey, I don't mind him. But yeah, like I'd see Allen too and such. He was annoying, but
I don't know. I have a short list of guys that I literally think I couldn't cheer for the Bucks if they were on my team.
Holy shit! Who else?
Harden,
oh,
That'd be hard.
Kyrie Irving,
That'd be hard.
Tyler Hero,
That'd be hard.
Zach LaVine.
I don't care about him. He might be
I
bad.
don't like his face.
Yeah,
Embiid might
Joel
actually be
Embiid.
bad.
Embiid,
What was
really,
that
it's
one?
mostly floppers and dirty players.
Embiid? Oh, I'd fucking love Embiid. Go play blackjack with him at Pato, 2 a.m.
Embiid is a loser. He'll always be a loser. It's still sad that they gave him a pity MVP last year. Like, it's funny, actually, that they're like, dude, we'll give you this MVP. Can you just go away now? Like, just stop.
I don't want to play the Sixers in the playoffs. I'll say that right now.
Why?
Because they actually have a good coach now.
Okay, but they've never gotten to an NBA Finals. Like, it.
all right. I'm actually gonna head out now, guys, and such.
Yeah, I'm
but
gonna wrap
thanks,
up
guys.
unless any Cubs fans want to pay me to.
Okay.
I can whore myself. Thanks, guys. It was Garrett.
All right. Good to see you
Thanks,
guys.
Garrett. Good to meet you.
Later, Garrett.
Thanks, Garrett.
I
You
don't
have
know.
to
I don't
say,
like when people say I don't want to
"Good
play
night
this
now."
team.
Like your Jim Rome.
One at a time. I don't know Jim Rome's mannerisms.
You better
Jim
brush
Rome?
up. You got a week.
He's like this. He says a point, waits a few more seconds, talks about
Well,
how
no,
great. the
but I
last
don't know
time
like
was.
what he said. I like when I do the afternoon show. I mean, I've listened to Jim Rome before, and he can take 1 minute and turn it to 5 minutes better than anybody in the biz.
You
Okay,
have to say things like War, Craig Counsell.
and
I
I
feel
laugh
like-
out loud when there's one caller that like he doesn't like what he says, he will say that guy's name a million fucking times.
Or replay the
like-
call. See, I feel like this show is kind of a spiritual successor to the Jim Rome show
I
because
mean, don't be talking dumb. That's
I said
That's high
kind of.
praise.
There's some similarities. Like you can have these great callers, and then you can have these train wreck callers that are just as entertaining. That's the appeal of the jungle. That was the appeal of the Winkler show for me.
There's never been a train wreck caller on this show. They've all been great.
That's true, I guess.
Every single one.
I don't know about that.
Hey, yeah, what was up with Tony tonight? What's been up with Tony these last couple of days? He seems off.
I was just raging. Are you guys calling into Rome when I'm on that show? Call in.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
But I don't know
Maybe.
like what to
I don't
say.
think-
Do I say like rack them?
Yeah. I think they'll give you
say,
a script of
"Thanks
things
for the
to
vibe."
say,
I don't get to rack anyone. That's like an honor. I can't rack someone.
but you
Rack
can
'em.
run them.
I can run them.
Are you gonna get like? So I don't know how it works. Are you gonna have the same producers at all? Like, are they gonna do the sound bites and all that stuff?
I got no fucking idea. It's Black Friday. I think it's just gonna be fill-in season.
It's like run out the clock scenario.
Plus, it's Black Friday, which people are in their car a little bit, but there's an NFL game on. I don't know if you guys have heard last 2 years.
Who's
And there's
playing
college
Friday?
football. There's like more college football on Black Friday than there is on that actual Saturday.
Who's playing on Black Friday?
Shit. For NFL?
Yeah.
There's no way you don't know. Jets Dolphins?
Is it really?
Yeah.
He also does like a weekend summary at the end of Friday shows. At least he used to, where it'd be like all the good stuff from that week played.
Oh, yeah. If they want to make that for me, I'll kill a segment. I don't
Oh,
care.
I'm sure they'll make it for you.
And since we're on the subject, Jim Rome is one of the best interviewers in the sports realm that I've ever heard. Like he gets real answers out of people, and it's not just puff pieces. And he'll actually push back on people a little bit, but in a really, really like subtly non-offensive way.
Doesn't he summers here? He has like a cabin.
There goes
Yeah,
Eagle
he
River.
loves Wisconsin this summer.
Yeah.
All right.
He
I was going to
also,
wrap up unless I got any money from a Cubs fan or unless we got an Austin appearance.
Austin.
And
Let's go, Austin.
I don't see anybody paying me. So
Keep Bart away.
Hey,
Boys,
Is that Austin or Karen? Who is that?
A-Town down.
can you? Oh, am I not a pro at this? Can you not hear me?
Oh, you sound
We can
good.
hear
What's
you.
up?
How about now?
Never mind. Spoke too soon.
can you
No,
hear
no, no.
us?
Wait. How about now?
Can you hear us?
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I figured I got to the point of the show where we weren't really talking about the game anymore, so I figured I'd hop on for the last second.
Yeah. What do you got?
So I hear you're doing Rome.
Well,
On
again,
Black
that could change. I don't want to be like all like a week of Rome because I was going to do the morning and now I'm doing Rome and they could kick me to another show.
Okay. Well, I listened to you on Ryder, so I just kind of wanted to hop in and ask, are there any other ones that you're filling in the coming weeks that we should know of?
My CBS schedule is Ryder on Friday, Saturday afternoon, Monday night, Rome on Friday.
Beautiful.
So a little lighter, but you know.
This is the first step
You gotta
towards
keep the
Bart
people
big timing
informed.
all of us.
I just invited everyone to come on to Rome.
No,
Oh,
I
I'm-
think it's great.
I'm calling in. Everybody at my work will be off that day. It'll be me, like 3 other people. So I'm just gonna sit at my desk and call in.
The next Bart Winkler Show live show. With all due respect, I'm not sure I'm going to do I'm not doing one Friday, even though it's in season tournament play.
Unreal.
What?
The disrespect.
Sunday after Packers. Monday night I'll do one.
Who does Green Bay
Wednesday
have?
after
night.
Bucks Celtics, absolutely.
What's Monday night?
Wizards.
Oh,
Thursday after Thanksgiving, I will do at least 30 minutes after Packers. And then I'm not going to do a show the rest of that weekend.
Do we have
How
a
badly is Detroit going to kick their faces in?
I think we're going to beat the Chargers this weekend.
the Friday after Thanksgiving? I think that's the last in-season game.
What?
That's the last of the in-season tournament like group play.
Yeah.
It's that Friday.
So they're doing 2 games?
No, it's 2 at home, 2 on the road.
The next in-season tournament games are
So
Friday night, the 17th, on the road. The 24th, at home, Friday, home or on the road at the Heat on
Tuesday.
the 28th.
Oh, is that the Tuesday after?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the next week is either the top 4 or the Bucks will. Jesus. The Bucks will if they don't make the playoffs, then there's going to be 2 games that they play that aren't scheduled.
So I heard an interview with Doc Rivers, and he was saying the NBA is having like the media circus that they have for the finals in Las Vegas, which I don't know how they're getting people to come and cover it, but that's what their plan is.
Free Vegas trip.
Yeah, I guess
it's
so.
a big deal. Maybe I'll try to get my ass out there. Fuck,
Yeah,
if they make
get
the final.
credentialed.
Get credentialed, baby. You
They
and
make
Tim.
the final? Shit.
And Doc
I wanna
Rivers
see
said
Tim on the
he's
Vegas
only
trip
person
with
in
the
America
fork.
that likes all the courts.
I like how Q and Jake have it down where they're always talking at the same time.
Go ahead, Jake.
Austin, what'd you
How's
come
it-
on here to say?
Hey man, no, I just wanted to. I heard on the podcast today that you were doing Rome, and I saw on Twitter that you were doing Ryder the other day, so I listened and just kind of wanted to see that. I had to miss the game tonight. I was setting up a printer on my home network, so I was kind of
Oh, wow.
just no, kind of shitty night, but got to catch like good 20 minutes of you guys, so excited for the Packers. Hey man, these people that are bitching about Adrian Griffin, it is fucking November. Just shut the fuck up. You're pissed off about Craig Counsell, so you're taking it out on a whole different team. Take out your frustrations where they need to be taken out on, and don't lump it all into one. How about that? There's my take.
I just got some tweets I'm reading while I completely ignored what you said, but I was
Thanks, Bart.
I was
What is that?
Were you ordering boots for your wife?
I was doing that during Ryder than you.
Oh, okay. I thought that's when you were clipping your toenails.
XOL OTL9X says, please start being more entertaining. This is lame. Block. And Marcus in Denver, a picture of him and his wife like cuddling. Wife and I tuning into our nightly Winks Things on the Bart Winkler Show. Wow.
Hey.
Shout out to them cuddling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not the only one.
Couch or what?
Yeah. Here, if she wants, Marcus, if your wife wants to get into the mood, here is, let me just figure this out. I can do it. This is YouTube comedy. Hang on. Here's Just Q. Just Q's face.
I think you need Hot Take Jake to do like a abs workout or something.
Here is Jumbo Frank from Omaha Steaks.
Wait, do you still have the elf? The Keebler elf? Yes.
Here's the ref from the other night.
The Keebler elf.
Yeah.
That we couldn't get off the screen.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey,
No.
I've got
What?
a question.
Huh?
I got a question.
Good, then we're done.
Okay, so why do you think we give Luke Fickell a free pass, but not Adrian Griffin?
I don't think we're giving Luke Fickell a free pass.
We're not?
I think like I think that Bucks fans are we like have to win.
I was gonna say I could take this one if you want.
I was gonna offer to. I'll bounce off you there, Jake.
There's no room for error. We have to fucking win. We traded for Dame, and then the Celtics got Drew. We have to win.
And was it?
But if you lose one game in college football, you're out of the playoffs.
Yeah, Zach says
And if you lose 2 games,
title
you're out of.
Badgers at a fleeting chance. Easy schedule. It just.
Are we honestly all gonna? Okay, like it's watching Badgers football is fun every once in a while, but are we all gonna act like that's our main shit that we care about? Because I know
I don't think there's
you
much
guys on the radio. The only time you ever cared about it was when the Packers. No. It was when it was basketball after the Packers lost the 2014 NFC Championship game. So I don't recall.
There are people that like there are people where the Badgers are their number one thing and they're very upset and they're into it and whatever. But the people that you can't. Bucks fans we're
literally these games in November are completely meaningless.
It's not
and
true.
like Fickle.
Well, not the Tuesday and Friday ones, you asshole.
Fickle's dropping games to like these rivals that like people actually care about that are terrible.
Yeah, no one gives a shit. The Badgers just they just bide our time till Sunday.
Look, Luke Fickle is the coach, the GM, and the Bucks right now are in a title window. We're 2 years removed from a title. We feel like we could have been there the last 2 years. Coach Fickle is like where the Bucks were during the Jason Kidd era, where we're trying to build ourselves up to that level. And again, because he's essentially the GM too, he's responsible for recruiting, all of that. I will say I've been disappointed in his coaching this season in that, yes, I understand you have a system that you want to run, the air raid system, but you currently do not have the personnel for that. So why not adjust your system a little bit, play to the strengths that you have rather than trying to put square pegs into round holes, which is what I think he's kind of done this year. And obviously we've seen the results. But again, you talk about a guy that's building and also has previous success, whereas Adrian Griffin is a complete unknown when it comes to being a head coach.
Yeah. Also, it's the Badgers. Who gives a shit? With all due respect.
Well, who
Don't
doesn't
you
give a shit?
upset Tim Shea.
Yeah, ask Tim Shea this question next time he's on.
I will when I take him out to lunch.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to bed. Thank you guys for jumping on, whether you contributed via this little box here or in the comments, or if you just were a watcher.
Shout out to
cuddling
Jake
with,
R.
A wife or not. Jake R. Stellar night for Jake R. Did I miss any Jake R's?
Bart hosting the jungle. Don't forget that.
Yep, next Friday. And all right, we will talk to you next time.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Bye. God damn it. My mouse died. So, okay, bye.